Good day and welcome back. I hope you are all still healthy and working hard and exercising a bit as well. Today we will continue with our decimal fractions. We will be looking at adding, subtracting and multiplying with decimal fractions. When we work with decimal fractions, it's very important to write underneath each other. Also very important to keep your place values underneath each other. That's why I wrote it in a column method for you here so that you can see. Now if I have 15,578 plus 27,326, I need to add it. Now 8 plus 6 is 14, so I write my 4, I carry my 10 over. 7 plus 2 is 9. Plus the 1 is 10. I write my 0. I carry my 1 over. 5 plus 3 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. I put my comma. 5 plus 7 is 12. I write my 2. I carry my 1 over, which I didn't. Can you see? But I remember it. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. So my answer is 42,904. Very important. It works. If the 10 is full, you carry it over to the next space. If your tens is full, it carries over to your whole numbers. Very important as well. Remember to write your place values underneath each other and to remember your commas. If, for instance, it was only 32, you can just write 0 there. It won't change the value of it, or you can just leave it open, whichever way you prefer. When we subtract with decimal fractions, the same rule applies. Place values underneath each other. Remember to have your comma underneath each other. So if we have a look, I said 92,274 minus 65,895. So I cannot subtract 5 from 4. So I have to go and borrow 1 here. So my 7 changed to a 6 and 4 becomes 14. So 14 minus 5 will give me 9. Now I had 6 left here, as you can remember. Now I cannot subtract 9 from that, so I have to go and borrow. My 2 becomes a 1, and my 6 becomes 16. And 16 minus 9 will leave me with 7. I cannot subtract 8 from 1, so I have to go and borrow. And my 2 becomes a 1. And my 1 here becomes 11. Minus 8 will leave me with 3. I put my comma. Then I had 1, if you remember correctly. I cannot subtract 5 from that. I have to go and borrow from my 9 and it becomes an 8. So now it is 11 subtracting 5 will leave me with 6. And 8 minus 6 is 2. Do you see it's very straightforward? It's just like subtracting any whole number. If you don't have enough, you go and borrow. Remember your commas. When we multiply with decimal fractions, whenever we multiply with 10, my comma moves 1 space to the right because my answer is increasing. When I multiply with 100, comma will move 2 spaces to the right, and with 1,000, the comma moves 3 spaces to the right. Easy to remember. 10 has 1 0, the comma moves 1 space. 100, 2 zeros, 2 spaces. 1,000, 3 zeros, the comma moves 3 spaces to the right. Very important to remember in which direction it moves. So for instance, 13,789 multiply with 10 will leave me with 137,89. The same number multiplied by 100, comma moves 2 spaces, 1,708,9 multiplied by 1,000, comma moves 3 spaces. I have 13,789. Now, if it is multiplied by intervals of 10, hundreds, or thousands, you can just multiply it like this with your 10 and then multiply it with the 2. Very easy. Now, when we multiply with anything other than tens or multiples of, we need to look at how many digits do we have after the comma. And our answer need to have the same as the total of number of digits. As you can see, 6 has no other digit after the comma, but it's multiplied with comma 2, which has 1 digit. So 6 times 2 is 12, but I need to have 1 digit after the comma, so it will be 1, 2. If I have 0, 6 times 0, 2, 6 times 2 is still 12, but now I have 1, 2 digits after the comma, so my answer needs to have 2 digits after the comma, which will leave me with 0, 12. 5 times 0, 25, there's 2 digits after the comma, there's none, so my answer still needs to have 2 digits. Take away the comma. 5 times 25 is 125. How many digits after the comma? 2. So I put my comma back and it will give me 1,25. So if I have 0, 5 times 0, 25, 5 times 25 is still 125. But now I have 1, 2, 3 digits after the comma. So my answer needs to have 3 digits. So now my answer will be 0,125. So when multiplying with decimal fractions, you add the digits after the commas to know how many digits your answer needs to have after the comma. Don't add 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 5 is 9 or something ridiculous like that. Just know how many digits there are. Add the number of digits. For instance, I have 1,000. I have 127,5 times 3,28. I take away my commas. So this will become 1,275 times 328. Then it's just a simple multiplication sum. 1,275 times 8 is 10,200. 1,275 times 20 give me 25,500. And 1,275 times 300 will give me 382,500. Then I add all of it, which will leave me with 418,200. I need to go back. How many digits after the comma? 1, 2, and 3. So I need to put my comma back. 1, 2, 3. So my answer will be 418,200. Now, this is 200 over 1,000, but we know 200 over 1,000 is equal to 2 over 10. So you can lose the zeros afterwards. However, if the zeros were in front of the 2, you cannot lose them, only if they are at the end. Okay, so let's quickly recap. When we add and subtract fractions, it's important to write our place values underneath each other. It's important to remember our comma. If we add and a space is full, we carry over to the next one. When we subtract, we can go and borrow from the value next door if we do not have enough. And remember, it's every time a 10 that you go and borrow. When multiplying with 10, the comma moves 1 space. With 100, 2 spaces. and with 1,000, 3 spaces to the right. When I multiply with decimal fractions, I need to see how many digits after the comma, and my answer need to have that amount of digits after the comma. I hope you found this useful. Enjoy your day and please keep safe.